Let's just get you the situation as far as that order, the Supreme Court order or removing street dogs here from the National Capital Region. Now, this is on the behest of the CGI. This is the Chief Justice of India, remember, had said that he will relook at that judgment that was pronounced by the Supreme Court in regard to removing street dogs from the National Capital Region. Now that case is going to be coming up. The matter has now been referred to a larger bench, which is set to hear the case today on the directions of the Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai. Now a three-judge bench which is going to be led by Justice Vikram Nath. The relocation has been ordered, just days ago, and that had, in fact, had quite a divided response, particularly from animal lovers, animal activists, and people, as far as citizens in the National Capital Region are concerned, very concerned about the population, as far as the population of the street dogs here in Delhi is concerned. The order says that they need to be rounded up and removed from the streets and taken to shelters in the National Capital Region, which need to be away from the city. All this has to be done in a matter of 8 weeks' time, in less than 2 months from now. And that bench has also said that the dogs should be kept at the shelters and not be allowed to escape. Now, there were, very definitive guidelines that were pronounced by the Supreme Court, but that case is now coming up in the Supreme Court all over again. Let's listen into some of the reactions coming in.
Today, we are facing a crisis of conscience. The recent Supreme Court decision is like a door closing on the voiceless and defenseless of our society. I wish the safety and sanctity of life was at the heart of the judgment. I wish a more nuanced and calibrated approach had been taken towards the systemic flaws which are at the root of the so-called dog menace. In silencing those who cannot protect themselves, we risk losing something essential within ourselves. This need of expedience over sympathy has caused tremendous harm. I urge the government to take action against such a drastic step, and I hope and pray the Supreme Court will try and find a fine balance embedded in justice.
My colleague Nupur joining us in order to get us details. Nupur, what time is this case coming up in the Supreme Court? And of course, we are hearing celebrities coming out. We just heard Sharmila Tagore also, talking against this order of the Supreme Court. John Abraham's been very vocal. So have so many others, from Ravina Tandon to animal activists, from, Manika Gandhi to so many more, talking against this decision that's been taken by the Supreme Court, calling it very harsh and saying that this is absolutely impractical because to begin with, where are these dogs going to go? There are no shelters. They can't provide those shelters in a matter of 2 months' time. And also, it's going to require a lot of money.
Well, yes, Divya, there were several such objections from corners of society which have not only called this entire order by the Supreme Court bench of Justice J.B. Pardiwala and R. Mahadevan impractical but also unscientific. They have also raised questions on who will bear the cost of building up so many shelters and providing for daily food and medicines for the dogs that will be taken to these shelter homes, and who will make sure that these dogs don't face cruelty at the hands of those who are running these shelter homes and those who are employed in these shelter homes. So there were several critical questions. What triggered the Supreme Court to constitute a larger bench is that there is already a two-judge bench judgment of 2024 by a bench of Justice Sanjay Karol, where they had in fact said that all ABC rules must be implemented, which includes the rule which bars relocation of dogs, which mandates that the dog who has been picked up from a locality after being sterilized should be sent back to the same locality. Now, Justice Pardiwala's recent order has called this rule absurd and has in fact directed relocation of all city dogs, that Delhi NCR dogs, to shelter homes. Now, this was brought to the Chief Justice of India's notice that there are two conflicting orders of the Supreme Court by a similar strength of benches, that is, they both were two-judge benches. Now, which one will apply in Delhi? So now a three-judge bench will hear the entire matter, and there are applications that have been filed seeking an interim stay on the order passed by Justice J.B. Pardiwala and R. Mahadevan, saying that already local authorities have started picking up dogs from across Delhi location, and they have started rounding up without even coming up with proper shelter homes. So in today's hearing, which is likely to come up at 10:30, we are expected to hear voices seeking an interim stay on this order.